Hey guys, as you know, over the last few weeks, we have been having to wait, coming together for worship and other activities as we've been instructed and advised by our state government, by the national and federal agencies, just to do our part to social distance and protect ourselves from the threat of this virus. But as you know, over these last few weeks, things are still developing, things are changing, and we're trying to look ahead and prepare for what's to come. And so with that, this coming week, I want you to be looking in your mailbox for a response plan that you are going to be receiving directly from the church. And as part of this plan, it's to help inform you, give you a clear understanding of what you can expect church is going to be like when that time comes and we get together again here on a regular basis on Sundays and Wednesdays and all of the like. Now, I do want to stress, even as you are watching this video, at the present time, we do not have a clear date. We do not have any set target time for when all of this is going to come together. However, there are several things that need to occur, things that we need to kind of get in motion now, so when that time does present itself, we can just transition right into that with no problems and make it just an easy time for each and every one of us. But with that, I do want to touch on a couple of things to make you aware of. Obviously, we all have different expectations of what church is going to look like, how we want to come together, and how we're going to balance our social interaction with this virus that's lingering over us. But I want to advise you, when you get this little handout in the middle of this week, there's going to be some things that are maybe quite different than maybe what you're envisioning, and that's going to be the reality of all of this. Some of the things that you're going to see are going to give you a step-by-step, clear understanding of how we're going to do things on a Sunday morning. Everything from fellowship time to how we seat ourselves in the service, collecting of the tithes and offerings. Little things like this, I want you to understand and be prepared for as we, again, look to that time. At the same time, just know that our interaction and what that's going to look like, at least temporarily and for at least some little period of time, it's going to look differently. We may not be encouraging people to shake hands or hug necks and so forth. And I realize that's something many of you are longing to do, and it's only natural to do so. But we want to be sensitive. We want to do our part and be very mindful of anyone and everyone that's here. And I say that because, as you know, you look in the news and you see the articles. We've seen people that have been diagnosed with this virus. They have very clear symptoms, and it's easy to pinpoint them and help address those needs. But my concern is for the many others that may have the asymptomatic symptoms. They may truly be carrying something and not even realize it. We just want to do our part to be as sensitive and thought-provoking in all of this through this very dear time. So as you get this, I also want to make sure that you understand in this handout, there's some areas of known things we're trying to address when it comes to how we might do maybe children's church or looking ahead to the fall with backpacks or summer activities. But then there's some things that we just really don't have a clear answer on. Some of the unknowns might be still yet with student activities, children's activities, nursery, all of these things. But I just want to let you know we're continuing to pray. We're doing our part to prepare, to be diligent, and look at all of these things and exercise as much wisdom as we can in this process. At the same time, there's some new things on the horizon I want to encourage you to be a part of. As you know, Miss Lee does a great job coming into our facility, cleaning, emptying trash, and doing many things to help us have a beautiful facility that all can use and enjoy. But even before we come back and we join together once again, there are going to be some designated periods of time when I'm asking for those who are available, those who can serve, can come in to help us just give a complete cleansing on doorknobs, areas where we're going to most likely touch, sanitize, and do all that we can just to make sure we've covered everything in a very careful and diligent manner. At the same time, I will tell you, in this handout, you're going to be advised that when we do come back and we start church, at least initially and for some period of time, we are not going to have Sunday school. Now, that's not to say in the future we won't have it again, but at least just early on. as we kind of make those baby steps back towards a life of normalcy, we're not going to have that. But as an option, as an alternative for that, we are creating some family connection groups. And these little groups are designed so that you can continue to meet together throughout the week by way of Zoom, FaceTime, and other types of media outlets to interact through creative Bible studies, through some tools that I'm going to provide. Much more of this is explained in the handout you'll receive this week. So I'm asking you to prayerfully consider joining one of these groups, perhaps serving as a leader and helping us continue encouraging, maintaining accountability, maintaining discipleship together, great family interaction as an alternative, at least in the interim time. Additionally, one of the things you're going to see in the handout is going to be the creation of a family call group. We're going to establish group leaders, and they're going to be given a set number of names and families, and the goal would be to call them once a week, maybe 7 to 10 days, and check on them to see how they're doing, see if there are any needs present, so we can keep communication before each and every one of us within the church office, and making sure that if there are needs present, we're working to address them and meet those in a very efficient and timely manner. At the same time, we're here in the office during the week, and we want to help you and accommodate you, meet whatever needs you might have. So with that, I want to encourage you. You're welcome to call, you're welcome to email, you're welcome to stop in if just for a moment, if you need to visit, to pray. We're here for you, and we want to serve you. And again, I want to stress, during this time, we're just trying to exercise some wisdom. So with all of that said, I just want to close with one verse of Scripture. It's taken from Proverbs chapter 4, and it says in verse 6, "Do not forsake wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you." And the beginning of wisdom is this. It says to get wisdom. And that's what we're trying to do, is to have wisdom for each and every one of us, to have an environment where we can keep growing, being the church, and fulfilling the Great Commission, the role of discipleship, all that God's given us in this very creative time that's challenging each and every one of us. So be looking in the mail this week, prayerfully consider the information that's in it, and by all means, if you have questions, you have concerns, we want to hear from you. Call the office, email me, so that we can maybe address any concerns along the way to minimize any conflict, any problems before that first time we come together and begin meeting once again. So I look forward to hearing from you, seeing you, and having an opportunity to worship with you in the near future. I love you, and God bless.